So we have TRU kicking off to the Misfits. So the TRU squad in red with the red shorts kicking west to east, and we have Misfits receiving generally in, it looks like, in black shorts. If you're just joining us now, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Right now we have the Misfits and the TRU Reds in the U18 Elite Division at the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival presented by Toronto Wolfpack. So it's TRU with the ball right now. They're going west to east, and the Misfits are defending as we speak, going east to west. We have a 7-7 tie right now. Both tries scored on good, solid runs. So so we're looking to see if which team can come out on top in this one in the second half. Rain definitely contributing to some plays here, as you see some of the players slipping when going for a pass. So it's obviously going to be a factor in today's games. TRU crossing the 22. Looks like they'll have a restart here after a penalty. Carson Young leading. Ooh. Misfits holding the ground on the line there. And looks like we have a try, so that's TRU try. So now we're just waiting on the conversion here. So the conversion is good, and now TRU takes a 14-7 lead. Looks like we'll have a few more plays left in this half, but the Misfits are looking to take the ball into TRU territory and try to make something happen here. The TRU team, we have a branch team based out of the GTA. It selects from many clubs, many of the TRU clubs from Belleville to almost to Oakville. The Misfits are an academy-based team, just recently established in the past year, and they have players from across Ontario, including a few ERU, Eastern Ontario players. Both these teams travel to many of the Sevens tournaments across North America, including Las Vegas Sevens, New York Sevens, and of course the Magnificent Sevens. So we're lucky to have this division and these teams playing for us. Ooh, looks like TRU might have knocked it on there, right above the line. Looking to add some insurance, and it's a scrum for the Misfits, and they're looking to get the ball out of their end and hopefully. Oh no, sorry, it looks like a TRU scrum. Misfits making a change. some sloppy play going on. Looks like the weather's definitely playing a factor in this game, and the weather forecast looks like it's not going to stop. So definitely teams are going to look to include the rain and the conditions in their game plan. TRU looking to so they now have scored their third try of the game, adding some insurance. A great kick there, so the conversion's good. So TRU now has a 21-7 lead. Looking like time is dwindling in the second half. So the Misfits are looking to make something happen here. Toronto Rugby Union Elite Reds kicking off after their third try of the match. So it's a restart for the Misfits at half. And they're looking to really make something happen here. So that's the final here in our first game of the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival, presented by the Toronto Wolfpack. The Toronto Rugby Union Elite Red Sevens have taken the first game against the Misfit Sevens by a score of 21-7. Definitely weather playing a factor here early on in these games, and it was evident in that game with a few sloppy plays and a lot of work on the ground. So we'll see what happens with the weather, but the forecast looks to be rain all day. So we'll see how these teams adjust and what the result is. So in our next match, we're changing divisions here. We're going over to the senior men's side with a couple local clubs. So we have Aurora Barbarians, who actually this is their home field, out of Fletcher's Fields, and looks like Lindsay on the other side. So two teams that know each other pretty well in the 15 side of rugby, both playing in the Marshall Premiership. And it looks like it'll be a good contest here. We'll see how they fare in the 7 sides of the game. Lindsay on the 15 side had a solid year. Had a record of 500. They had an early exit from the McCormick Cup playoffs against a strong Barrie side coming out of the Marshall Championship. Both teams were actually promoted to their respective leagues in the past year. And Aurora actually placed in last, but made it all the way to the McCormick Cup consolation final, sort of redeeming themselves. And they'll be in the Marshall Championship next year and definitely will be a force. So we'll see how their sevens rugby is doing, and we're off now. Looks like Aurora with the ball. So Aurora's in the blue and black kit going west to east, and we have Lindsay coming east to west in the yellow, red, and black kit. And right off the bat, we have an Aurora try in the left corner of the touch zone there. So the conversion went just wide. So we have Aurora up 5-0 in this one, just early on in this game. Just working on updating the score here, but right now, if you missed that one, it's Aurora 5 and Lindsay 0. Aurora looking to score another one here with a speedy play up the wing, but it's a turnover there. Oh, and Lindsay looks to split the Aurora defense, and they've scored a try right under the uprights. With that convert, Lindsay's now up 7-5, and Aurora looking to defend that one. Then Lindsay had a pretty easy convert there, but Aurora maybe kicking themselves for not hitting theirs. It's still early on in this game though, and looks like Aurora. No, and that's a turnover. That weather keeps playing a big part in this game. So again, the ball just slipping out of players' hands here. The weather definitely playing a factor. Looks like a scrum just above the Aurora 22 Lindsay feed. Aurora looking to get the ball out of their half here. A lot of run and gun plays, just looking to gain some advantage. Good run by the number 3 there. Just didn't have the speed to get around the Lindsay defense, but they've Aurora's gained some great ground on that play, and they look to finish it off here. Lindsay looks to turn over the ball there and stringing together a couple passes here. Kick upfield, and Lindsay grabs it, and they might have a try here. Fends off the defender and scores right under the uprights. That was a great try. So Lindsay adds to their lead, and with that convert, they're now up 14-5. The ref blows his whistle, and looks like it's halftime here at Fletcher's Field. So if you're just joining us, we have Lindsay taking on Aurora in the senior men's division of the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival presented by the Toronto Wolfpack. For any info on this tournament, you can head to www.magnificentsevens.com. We will have, under the schedule tab, updated scores and results for you to see for each division. We're running 6 fields today, so it's a big festival. And we have divisions from U14 all the way to senior. And we also have a premier division in the U18 men's and women's. So lots of great rugby happening here. Lots of academy teams and many clubs represented. So looking forward to the rest of this weekend. Aurora kicking off from the east side of the field here at Fletcher's. The senior divisions here are quite interesting because there is no established sevens league in Ontario for the senior side, because many of their players head to OUA and OCAA competition. So it's great to see these teams entering the tournament and getting in some sevens action. There's a run up the wing by Aurora, and they look to have scored a try. And they reduce Lindsay's lead. Another tough convert for them, though. So we'll see if they can hit it. That kick looks like it did not go the intended 10 meters, so Lindsay getting a restart at half. And Lindsay has scored their third try of the game. Just in the right corner there. Ooh, and a good conversion there, and they're up 21-10 here at Fletcher's Field. Looks like Lindsay adds another try here. So padding their lead in the second half. Pending the conversion, they're up 26-10. This looks like a tough kick from the left side of the field, so we'll see how it goes. And just short on the right side of the uprights. So 26-10 for Lindsay. So Aurora adds another try there. Just missed the conversion, but we'll get that score updated. Make sure that we have the right score. So the conversion was good. I'll update that score. So it looks like 26 to 15 or to 17 for Lindsay. We're nearing the end of the second half. So Aurora looking to take advantage here with the ball. It's a great play to keep it in there. Oh, and a turnover. Ball slipping out of a couple hands there. And we look to have a scrum here. So scrum for Lindsay, and they win. Looks like there's about 30 seconds from what I hear from the ref. Lindsay just looking to kill the clock here. Quick grubber up the left side, but doesn't really have the speed to get down there. Lindsay still ends up with the ball. Aurora forming a ruck here. And with that kick to touch, it looks like that's the end of the game, and Lindsay has taken this one. So final score, we have Lindsay 26, Aurora 17. The two teams shaking hands here. And we'll just get started on our second game shortly. This is our third game of the day, but a second game of the senior men's on this side. So the senior men's teams for the third match of the day are Upright and Mississauga Blues. I'd like to take the time now to thank all our sponsors for their support of this event. Without them, it would not be possible. So we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, the Toronto Wolfpack, Atuella Rugby, Bellwether Investment Management, Adelhard, Rugby Canada, City of Markham, U Sports, Simply Home, Water on Wheels, Gilbert Rugby Canada, Apex Chain and Cable, Performcrete, Barbarian, and Honda. So we have Upright on the field here, just waiting on the Mississauga squad to join them. We'll take this time to sort of give you a bit of history on the Magnificent Sevens. Once considered one of North America's most prestigious Rugby Sevens competitions, the Mag Sevens was a perennial highlight of the Ontario Rugby calendar. In 1950, it held its inaugural competition, the same year that the Ontario Rugby Union officially began. It was held annually from 1954 until 2004, and was resurrected this past year, and it's seen quite a few clubs, quite a few international teams actually coming from around the world back in the day. So it really has been a staple in the Ontario Rugby Sevens circuit, and with the revival, or with the introduction of the new Fall Sevens series, this is really a big stop and a big highlight for a lot of the junior players coming through. We have another senior men's match coming up here. Looks like Mississauga is taking the field now. Mississauga is in the royal blue, with the baby blue sleeves, and we have Upright in white, blue, and black. I think Mississauga might be just waiting for a couple players here, so we will wait on that. To give you a preview of what's coming up next, at 10 o'clock we have the Men's Elite U18 once again kicking off. So we have the Celtic Barbarians, which is a team from across Canada and northern U.S. And they'll be playing the Eastern Ontario Rugby Union branch team. And then shortly thereafter at 10:20 and 10:40 we get some senior women's games. So we have Durham College playing against the Toronto Nomads at 10:20, and then we have the Yolen Irish, which are a mix of the Toronto Yeomen, the Yeoman Lions, the Lindsay Rugby Football Club, and the Markham Irish. So great to see a few clubs come together for that one, and they'll be playing Trent University. At 11, we have a good game also, the Men's Elite U18. It'll be Upright Academy, the Upright Rogues versus the Celtic Barbarians. A lot of provincial and national players on both squads, so it'll definitely be a good game to watch. And then 11:20 we'll go to U14 Girls Club, and we'll see the Crusaders out of Oakville play against Barrie. And in the second game of the U14s at 11:40, we'll have the Toronto Amazons take on Barrie's second team. So Barrie having two teams in the U14 women's. So that'll be good to see the U14 sides. You don't see a lot of girls teams coming through. Just at that age, just a lot of mixed gender teams. So over the past couple years, there's been a lot of U14s, 15s, and obviously 7s. Sort of leagues starting throughout Ontario, and we're really excited about the introduction of those leagues to our area. So Mississauga looks to be starting short with 6 players. they'll be in tough right off the bat, but we'll see how they fare against this strong upright side.
Only 6 guys. That's how they want it. Blue team ready. White's ready. Time's on.
So we're hoping to have the ref mic'd up for this game, so we'll see. We'll get some on-field experience here. The rain playing a factor in our technical side of the game as well, so hoping that that doesn't cause any problems. Both teams looking to try to string together some strong phases here. It's going to be tough in this this weather, but upright looks to have been able to do that, and looking like, oh, and that's a nice kick over the top, but Mississauga able to recover. We'll hopefully be having some special guests join us today, and one of those is Tyler Leggett of Upright Rugby Canada. So we're gonna talk to him at about 11:20, and hopefully he can give us some insight on the Upright program and where they're at in their progression as an academy and as an organization. So it looks like Upright got a try there, and they're just going for a conversion here. So the Rogues take the early lead. They're up 5-0.
As soon as the ball's out, there's no more ruck. So what should have actually happened there was a penalty for obstruction against, no problem.
As you can hear, we have the ref mic'd up, and it's nice to get some explanations from his end, because I know you're probably bored of listening to me. Mississauga gets the ball for a restart here at half.
Right in the middle, 13, right in the middle. Stay low, White. Down, release, White. Play it.
Mississauga kicks to touch here.
The line out here instead of the knock on back there? Yeah.
So as you can hear from the ref, we have a line out.
Guys, keep going. 10 meters, Vice, thank you.
Quick line out there by Upright. The difference from the 7s and the 15s is one of the differences is the short line out, and you see a lot of quick plays and creative plays off those lineouts. And it looks like an Upright try here, and with no one coming on him, he is going right under the post, hopefully to allow for an easy conversion. And there's the try. And the conversion's good. So Mississauga playing one man short, it seems to be really factoring in here, and Upright is definitely taking advantage. So Upright is sitting at a 10-0 lead. We are nearing half. Mississauga looking to avenge the 2 early tries. Kick doesn't go 10 meters, so we're back at half. Mississauga getting...
Okay, side entry, White.
So White with a side entry there, and looks like Mississauga getting a restart.
That's out, play.
Mississauga's just not finding holes here in the upright defense, and it's the one player short is really costing them, but looks like Rogues knocked it on. And we're at half.
Guys, nice short half time. Okay, we can get more playing time if we keep this short, all right?
And as you can hear from the ref, they're looking to have a short halftime here. We did start a little late in this one. So at half, the Upright Rugby Rogues are up 12-0 on the Mississauga Blues, and this is in the senior men's division. As you can see, the Blues are down a man, so definitely playing a factor. But the other thing that's playing a factor is the weather, and you can see it with the amount of turnovers and the amount of the knock-ons that are as a result of slippery hands and the slippery rugby ball. Looking to get back underway here. Quick halftime.
You guys knocked it? Yeah. Well, so I'd play advantage for the knock on and then try give it. No one touched it down on the team. Yeah, they did. He came around. Their coach even called it. No, he came around.
The ref letting a Blues player know what he saw on a play.
White team ready?
And looks like we're getting underway.
Ready? Time's on.
The rain just keeps coming here as the second half of this game gets underway. Big run by Upright there. I believe that's Grayson Perry from Oakville.
Hey, sweeper, let's just keep the tackles down, all right?
The official just warning players of the high tackles.
Set. Wheeling. Leave him now.
And Mississauga looking to score on the outside here. Form a ruck.
Release White.
Upright holding strong. Mississauga though looking to take advantage of their field position. And it looks like... And the referee calls it a try.
Guys.
So that's Mississauga's first try of the match. And a tough angle kick looking. And that one's just wide left from the number 13. So Mississauga kicking back to upright here. Another difference from 7s to 15s is the kickoff. Once you score a try, you in 7s, you are kicking back to the team that was scored on. So the Rogues looking to score here right under the uprights. A big dive from the Rogue player. And with that conversion, upright is up 19-5 here. If you're looking to take in some of the playoff action here, just after 12 o'clock, at 12 o'clock we'll have a break, and at 12:20 we'll see some women's and men's quarterfinal action and a semifinal for the women. So that will be some good matches with some of the stronger teams out of those pools. We'll also see cup finals for every division, running from 2 o'clock until 4. And the weather really playing a factor here now on the field, as we see a lot of mud in the center there. So I believe the ref just called a high tackle.
High tackle.
Mississauga really looking to take advantage of any play they have. With one less player, the tiredness is really playing a factor for them. And every chance they can get, they're going to try to take advantage of.
If you put it down, that's it. That's it.
So that's another Rogues try, right under the uprights once again. A lot of running, and a lot of plays where they're getting free of defenders pretty easily. With the one player advantage, it's really helping them there. So with that final score and conversion, upright takes a 26-5 lead, and that's the end of the game. So in the first senior men's game that we've seen, we have the Upright Rugby Rogues taking the first win against the Mississauga Blues. Oh, sorry, that was the second senior men's game we had. We just saw Aurora and Lindsay in the last one. We switched divisions now to the men's elite U18. In our first game, we saw TRU. Now we will see EORU, which is the Eastern Ontario. And they're taking on the Celtic Barbarians. The Celtic Barbarians are a team comprised of players from many different areas across Canada, and even some from the northern U.S. We see the they're wearing, trying to determine which team is which, but I believe on the left side are the Barbarians wearing a similar jersey to the Barbarians. And the black jerseys with the white on the sleeve is the ERU side. So ERU going east to west, and the Barbarians going west to east, and the Eastern Ontario side kicking off. So with that kickoff, we open up the second match of the U18 Elites that we've seen on this field. Really strong rugby players in these divisions. A lot of provincial and national players representing their academies and branches. So it looks like the ball just went into touch there on that play. So we have a line out for URU. Ball was definitely straight, but no one was able to grab it. But still played back to the URU players. For updates on scores and standings, be sure to head to www.magnificent7s.com/schedule. We have a live Google Sheet up there, which we are updating as the games occur. So you can see where your club, branch, team, college, or university are ranking in today's contest. Oh, and it looks like a great try from the Barbarian side there. Couple kicks to get to the end, and it was close, but they were able to touch down before the ball went out. So the Celtic Barbarians take a 5-0 lead pending this conversion. Great kick from the number 10 there. And the Celtic Barbarians are up 7-0. Be sure to follow along with us on Twitter at @mag7s. We will do our best to be updating with some content and pictures, videos throughout the day. Also, please subscribe to us on YouTube for future events. For up-to-date results and schedules, make sure to go to the Magnificent Sevens website. So looking like that kickoff didn't go the 10 meters that is needed. So we have a restart here for the URU team. The Eastern Ontario Rugby Union spans from Kingston all the way into the Ottawa region. Even includes the Pembroke, Petawawa Valley area. Oh, and a great pickup after that kick. And looking like the number 6 for URU is touching down. Great answer to the Barbarians' first try. Successful conversion for Eastern Ontario brings this game to a 7-7 tie. URU kicking back to the Barbarians here. If you're just joining us, the Celtic Barbarians are a team comprised of athletes from across Canada, some from the BC, some from even out east, and some northern American states. So really comprised of a Barbarian style squad here, and that looks like a high tackle. I'm not sure the ref saw that one. Oh, yeah. URU has the ball just at the 10-meter there. Looks like a knock on there for URU. Not sure if you can really see it on the video, but it has been raining constantly since early this morning. So definitely playing a factor on the field conditions, the handling, and it's going to be something that coaches need to keep in mind in their game plans. But as we know, rugby players are resilient, and this will still be a great day of rugby. We're really looking forward to some of the finals games. Make sure to tune in afternoon for some of the semifinals and quarterfinals. Our cup games run from 2 o'clock to 3:40. URU has a scrum just below the 10-meter line of the Barbarians, looking to take advantage of some great field position here. Barb's able to turn the ball over. And they look to have numbers here. Oh, great tackle there. And on the wing, it looks like the Celtic Barbarians have scored a try, just avoiding a try-saving tackle from the URU side. So the Celtics take a 12-7 lead. Celtic Barbarians. They have a fairly easy kick here, but like I said, the weather really playing a part here. And it looks like it just went off the post and wasn't a successful conversion. But the ref signifying that it is halftime. So at half, the Celtic Barbarians are up 12-7 on the Eastern Ontario Rugby Union branch team. In our next match, we see our first senior women's game. We have the Durham College Lords taking on the Toronto Nomads. it's great to see two areas of where rugby is really flourishing, within club rugby and intercollegiate sports taking playing against each other in this one. I can imagine a lot of club players on the Durham side, but it'll be interesting to see how the two teams fare against each other. Durham College is an interesting story. They just really newly established their rugby program at the college, and currently playing exhibition, but will be in the OCAA in 2018. So in the OCAA, the women's sides play sevens. So really a great testament to the growth of the sport, as they've switched completely over to the seven side of rugby. And I mean the sport, the side of sevens is really taking strides in junior rugby, but also, as you can see, in the intercollegiate side of things. That's due in big part to the success that our women's team had at the Rio Olympics in 2016, winning bronze, and also just the men's program and the women's program have done quite well this past year in their series, and they actually kick off their series in the coming weeks. So seventh season is really beginning for that area, whereas in Ontario here, Mag Sevens is near the end of the circuit for the junior players. Second half is kicking off here with the Barbarians kicking to URU. So the Barbarians elect to scrum here. They weren't sure. They're saying scrum, but they're looking to line. Oh, yeah, so it's a scrum. Barbarians with a quick tap there, almost taking the URU team. Oh. But the ball is turned over there, and URU has it. So scrum feed for URU here. It is kind of tough to see the difference between the jerseys when they're in the scrum. But the Barbarians are wearing the striped jerseys, similar to the Barbarian squads out of Europe. A big fend by Barbarians number 10 there. URU trying to hold strong. Oh, the Barbarians have scored their third try of the game. Right under the uprights, so looking to get an easy conversion here as well. Conversion's good. So with that, the Celtic Barbarians, take a 19-7 lead here on the Eastern Ontario Rugby Union branch side. We're watching U18 Elite Men's Sevens here at the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival, presented by the Toronto Wolfpack. Big run from the number 6 here on URU. Oh, and that's a knock on by URU. Slippery conditions here. Barbarians with a scrum. Stay tuned to our next matches. We have some senior women's action taking place. Big tackle from URU there. Eastern Ontario able to take that scrum and look to make something happen here. Solid break there at the line, but just taken down. And the number 7 on URU breaks free there. See if they'll be able to touch down. Right under the post, URU has their second try of the match. Look to make a quick kick here. Try to fight their way back. Conversion's good. So in a close one, we have the Celtic Barbarians up 19-14. So 2 different strategies here. Barbarians looking to kill off some time while URU attempting to get back in this one. Looks like that's the final though. In a close match, we have the Celtic Barbarians winning that one 19-14. Definitely some strong rugby here in the U18 men's elite division, and both exciting teams to watch, so looking forward to seeing more of those teams. The U18 men's elite final is at 2:20 p.m. here on Field 1, so you can catch that game here on Rugby Ontario TV on our YouTube page, streamed by eThere Live, and presented by the Toronto Wolfpack. So now we make the switch to senior women's action here at Fletcher's Field. We had Durham College taking on the Toronto Nomads. Thank you again to our 2017 event sponsors. So it looks like we're going to have the ref mic'd up in this game, so it should be a good one. We had the Toronto Nomads were first place in the TRU McKenna division in the west side. The Durham College team, they just began this past year. This season just playing exhibition games, but they'll be in the OCAA the next season.
They're going to kick from that side.
So Nomads kicking off to the Durham Lords.
You can move it over a little bit if you want. Yeah, go for it. You're going right? Yeah. Wait for
The Nomads are wearing the blue and white striped kit,
ready.
Kicking west to east. Durham College in the black and green. And Durham breaking free at the line there, right off the bat, getting some solid field position. Ball's forward there, and the Nomads will get the ball here. Looks like a scrum.
This is the mark, ladies.
This Durham College team is coached by Chris McKee out of Oshawa. He's coaching in the Oshawa Vikings club for years, and he's also with the Ontario Blues U20 women's program. So very cool to see club rugby going up against college rugby here.
13 out, 13 white. Vonage. 13 white, side.
So 13 white. Obviously, you can hear that from the ref coming in on the side. Durham's ball. Durham continues to push here.
Lost forward.
Ball was lost forward on that play.
Scrum. Couple more steps, please. Couple more steps, just 2 more. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Go back, Tin. Pass forward. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Play. Advantage. First knock on, second knock. Scrum, green.
Nothing but scrums. Step over the ball.
Bind. Sit.
Hold.
Go play. Advantage.
And the Nomads are first on the board in this one. Right under the post. Good run. Just waiting on the conversion. It's a misconversion there. Obviously the slippery conditions playing a factor in the kicking game and in a lot of other parts of this game.
Sub? Sweet. Thank you. Pass forward. Coach. Bind. Sit. You're not going to kick it?
So that's the second Nomads try there. Looks like they're electing not to kick. And with that, we're at half. Nomads have a 10-0 lead on Durham College. You can only see the same
Ladies,
thing.
have a nice half time, all right? Yeah. Not to take a kick over.
All right, so we're just about to kick off the second half, and in the second half, I'm joined by Rugby Ontario High Performance Manager Paul Connolly. Welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks for coming on with us. And Paul just recently started with Rugby Ontario in a managerial role, but he's been around the game for a long time at the high school level, at the senior provincial level, and all through the Vikings club out in Oshawa. So I guess the one question I have for you is just about the provincial program and what's happening in the off season. What do you have planned?
Yeah, we're really excited, Kevin. We've got our high-performance winter program ready to fire up. We've had over 135 elite athletes from across Ontario register, sign up, and we're beginning with the women on November 11th, where we're running a 2-day combine out of the Ability Center in Whitby. We have ETS doing strength, conditioning, and a number of Rugby Canada metrics to find out where our elite athletes are at right now, and then they'll be given specific programs to use all winter. In conjunction with the training program, we also have national level players and coaches that are coming to those combine sessions to do position specific skill work so that our athletes can work on their position specific skills all through the winter. We're also adding 6 core skill training sessions throughout the winter. And again, we're looking at work-ons for the athletes to do at their schools, at their clubs, at their other training areas, so we can become better and get ready for not only the 7 spring season, winter and spring season, and 15s in the summer.
Yeah, so that's great. It's really great to see that program sort of expanding throughout the winter. I guess you touched on it a bit, but with the sevens program, the national championships are coming up in March. Where are you with the sevens program, and what does an event like this do for the selection of your teams?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I'll be honest, I've been a 15s coach and player most of my life. I played in the Magnificent Sevens back in the day for many years and had a lot of fun with it. But over the last 2 months, I've been going to the Sevens competitions. The Q down in Brantford was outstanding. The high school sevens, I was here on Wednesday and today, obviously, and have just seen some fabulous male and female athletes in Ontario playing sevens. The success that we had out in BC last year, I have no doubt with the management and coaching teams that are in place and the work they've done over the winter, we're going to see those same levels of success this spring. They've already fired up. They've identified 36 athletes, both male and female, for their long lists, and they're going to start doing the hard work now of preparing for the competition season.
That's great. That's great to hear. Now just sort of shifting back to the game at hand. We see Durham College taking on the Nomads. Now Durham was just sort of established and will be in the OCAA next season. Being in the Durham area, how is that gonna help the rugby in the area and the development of rugby players?
Yeah, we're very excited about it. I've been with Oshawa for a number of years now, doing junior rugby with my kids and working with the senior men. And it's exciting to see Durham College dialed in now. So while it's just an exhibition season this year, they're training out of the Oshawa Vikings facility, which is great to get that tie-in with the club and the school. Durham rugby's so strong traditionally that so many athletes are going to Durham College and UOIT that it's a natural fix. With Chris McKee and Johnny Watkins leading the male and female programs, I have no doubt that they're going to be very successful.
That's great to hear. And just as we were speaking about them, the Durham just scored their first try of the match. So it's 10-5 for the Nomads.
Two minutes.
So we got Durham kicking off back to the Nomads here.
Last forward. Go for it.
Scrum down for Durham. Rain continues to fall here at Fletcher's Field and really playing a big factor in these games.
Coach. Bind. Set. Stay 9. Advantage.
As a coach, Paul, how would you change your game plan around the conditions that we're seeing today?
Where you are.
Yeah, because it's sevens, I'm always amazed. Their skill set's so good that the conditions don't really affect the sevens play too much. Obviously, drop balls with it being wet, but I see most of the games I've seen today, their style of play and what they're trying to accomplish, they're just working through it. And when you think in the Northern Hemisphere, so much of the rugby is played in this type of weather during the winter that you just have to get used to it and get on with it. And the women and the men today, I think, have done a great job. It's just like a little Scotch mist today, so it hasn't had much of an effect. What's really nice to see is, again, as a 15s person more so than sevens, I look at the athletes and I try to project how they would play in 15s and what position they would be. And just looking out here, I see some excellent players that could obviously transition to 15s as well. Great offload there. Oh, nice effort.
So just a score update. We're tied at 10 here at Fletcher's, and second half is dwindling, and it looks like Nomads might have another try here. A long run for that one. Right under the post, so that brings the Nomads lead to 15-10.
That's sevens right there, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah.
Durham College makes a big break, almost ready to score, and then it turns the other way.
Definitely exciting stuff. It looks like that conversion was not good, but that's the game, and so Nomads take a late lead and end up winning that one 15-10. Just want to take time to say thanks to Paul Connolly for joining me today. I assume he was happy to get up in the booth and away from this rainy weather, and really appreciate his input on on the program, the High Performance Academy coming up in the winter.
That's great, Kevin. Thank you very much. And I'm going to pop in a little later in the afternoon as well. I'm interested to see the U18 boys and the U18 women's elite level because some of the top athletes in Canada are going to be performing. So I'll see you later on this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
So,
Buddy, we better demo that tape and start sending it out.
So as Paul mentioned, we have our U18 Elite boys and men's and women's finals coming up. So stay tuned to 2:20 p.m. will be the finals for the men's side, and 3 p.m. will be the cup finals for the women's side. Definitely some strong athletes in both those divisions playing provincially and a lot of times nationally. So exciting to see these athletes looking like the senior women's teams for the next game are taking the field. So we have the Yolen Irish on the left wearing the Markham Irish kit. So these players are this team is comprised of players from Lindsay, the Toronto Yo Lions, and the Markham Irish, and they're playing against the Trent University team. So another game where we see some club sides taking on intercollegiate teams. So it's great to see the intermingling of the two sides of rugby. Early knock on there, so Trent will have a scrum just before the 22. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at @mag7s. Also head to our website to see live updates of the schedule and results. We're nearing noon, which will be our break period. And after that, we'll be entering some semifinals, quarterfinals, cup final games. So stay tuned. It'll be some good rugby coming up. Trent continues to drive the ball forward, and it's looking like they're going to score here. But the Yolen Irish are holding strong. Might be a card here for that high tackle. Yeah, so the referee just called a yellow for a high tackle. So the Irish will be playing a man short. And just like that, Trent has scored to bring their lead to 5-0. First try of the game. For those that don't know, Trent University is located in Peterborough. So we have a wide array of geography represented on the field here with Markham, Lindsay, Toronto, and Peterborough. And I'm sure the Trent team has players from across Ontario that are attending that school. So the Yolen Irish playing one player short here. Should be should be a good opportunity for Trent to add to their lead. On field 2, we have the senior men's Trent side also playing. So they have three teams playing in this year's Magnificent Sevens. So they have the men's senior side, the senior women's, and the Trent alumni side also playing in the senior division. Scrum down here for Trent University.
Durham Nomads. Durham 10, 2 tries. Nomads 17, 3 tries.
For updated scores and results, be sure to head to magnificent7s.com/schedule. We have a Google spreadsheet up, which will be updated throughout the day. The Yolen Irish looking to get the ball past half and get a scoring opportunity. So Trent has recorded their second try of the game. Quick conversion. And halftime score is 12 for Trent Excalibur and 0 for the Yolen Irish. I'd like to take this time to thank eThere Live for getting us set up with this stream today. Really helpful in getting this broadcast out and getting rugby out to to those who can't attend Fletcher's Field today for this event. And pretty jealous for the people who are at home watching today, as the conditions are not great for spectators here today. But great for rugby, and we're looking forward to the rest of the day and the weekend. Second half just about to get underway here. The Yolen Irish kicking off to the Trent Excalibur women's rugby team. We've seen a great selection of some college and university talent here, which is great to see, combined with all of the clubs that are involved in today's event. Trent continues to push here, and but Yolen Irish able to turn the ball over there. One more defender to beat. Good fend there. Oh, and another great move, and it looks like we have the Yolen Irish's first try here. They touch down. Solid run for a team that's quite short. That's a great display of athleticism. It only looks like they have one or two subs here, so it's good to see them get on the board. The kick is up and it's good. So Trent University leads the Yolen Irish 12-7, and we'll see the Irish kick back to Trent here with just a short amount of time left in the second half, I'm presuming. We have a scrum down here, just at the Yolen Irish 10 meter. If you're just joining us, we have Trent University taking on the Yolen Irish, combination of the Yeoman Lions, Markham Irish, and Lindsay. And Trent looking to add to their lead here. And there it is. They scored a try, so it is 17-7 for Trent. And that's the final for this one. We have Trent University winning that one 17-7 over the Yolen Irish. In our next game, we'll switch back to the men's elite U18s. So in that one, we'll see the Upright Rugby Rogues take on the Celtic Barbarians. Two solid squads. This should be a great match, and could be a possible quarter or semi-final, or a cup final, sorry. just about to start our 7th match of the day. We have our men's elite U18 division between Upright Rugby Rogues and the Celtic Barbarians. I'm sure between both of these teams there are multiple provincial and national athletes. This is bound to be a great contest, and one that these teams are looking forward to. The Celtic Barbarians are comprised of athletes from across Canada, but also a couple athletes from the States. So really just a barbarian squad in all respects. And they traveled here together and trained yesterday at Fletcher's. Got used to the conditions. And Upright Rugby is an academy team based out of Ontario. And really the Rogues are the epitome of a high-performance academy representative team, and constantly represent the province and the country well when they travel to tournaments. So there's bound to be a great contest. As I said, many Ontario Blues players, many national age grade players playing on this both these teams. So looking forward to it, and we're off. And looks like Celtic Barbs turn the ball over, so the Rogues have the ball just at the 22 here. Electing to scrum. The Upright Rogues are in the white, red, and blue jerseys, while the Celtic Barbs are in the dark striped jerseys. Upright going left to right, while the Barbs are going right to left. Slippery conditions once again playing a factor. A lot of drop balls, but as we spoke to high performance manager of Rugby Ontario, Paul Connolly, he mentioned the fact that the style of sevens and the style of the athletes, the game plans don't really change when the conditions are as they are. They just have to deal with a few more issues. Two strong teams not letting either gain any ground here. The line out here for the Barbs. Oh, and the Rogues break through the line, and finally we have our first try of the game. Number 13 on Rogues, touching down right under the post. Looking for an easy conversion on this one. And the conversion's good. Apologies for that. Added the score a little early, but anticipated a successful conversion. So now we have the Rogues kicking off to the Celtic Barbarians as the Barbs look to answer back here after an early try, but it really has been anyone's game here. And the upright took advantage of a quick run and a breakthrough on the line there.
He was upstairs. That was a little while ago.
Upright looking to add a second score. Really stretching their passes out wide here. But the Celtic Barbs defense looks to be holding their own here. And looks like David Richards from upright breaks through and scores right under the post once again. And with that conversion, the upright rugby Rogues are up 14-0 on the Celtic Barbarians. And that's halftime as well. The rain has diminished a little bit here at Fletcher's Field, but it continues to fall. Quite a different story from the weather we were seeing at past events that we were here. Just last weekend, we had the 2017 McCormick Cup final between the Brantford Harlequins and the Balmy Beach squad. Brantford came out with a win, 40-27, and I think it was the first McCormick Cup we've seen with 20-degree weather. So congratulations to Brantford on their second McCormick Cup in a row.
I told them to pass it around, but they're not really doing that.
White captain ready. Black's ready. Time's on.
So second half starts with a quick upright rugby Rogues try. And that pads their lead. They're up 19-0. And we'll see if their conversion's successful. Tough kick, tough angle. And a strong kick there. Conversion successful. So we have upright leading 21-0. And second half has just begun. So lots of rugby still to be played. But upright starting to run away with it.
Slide it over a little bit if you want, yeah. Coach. Bind. Sit.
And the Rogues pad their lead just a bit more there. A little icing on the cake, and they're now up 26-0, pending this conversion. In what seemed to be a pretty even matchup, the uprights sort of ran away with it, especially in this second half so far. And the conversion's no good, so we stay at 26-0. Upright Rugby is an academy team run by the organization Upright Rugby Canada. And this team includes quite a few high-performance athletes that you will see on the national and provincial stage in years to come, if not already at the age grade level. So that this team is very strong, and the Celtic Barbarians includes quite a few strong high-performance athletes as well. So this is really a good testament to the future of Rugby Sevens, and it's exciting to see.
Where you were? No. Where you were?
We're just starting to pick up the ref mic now.
Three, get out. Three, roll away.
So the Barb's getting penalized for not rolling away. And Richard's starting it out here in the Barb zone. Fatigue seems to be taking a toll on these Barbs, this Barb squad. Only 3 subs, so not not the full side that some of these teams are have here at the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Festival. And looked like a sure try for upright rugby, but the ball slipped through the hands of the streaking player there. So Barb's looking to come back and get some points on the board. Just like that, though, upright's back with the ball.
Not 10. Come here, 5. Come here, 5.
So look like ref's gonna have some words with this player.
Okay, you got it.
And there's a yellow.
Just here.
So on top of the big lead upright has, the Celtic Barbs are now playing a man short, and right away you see upright take advantage of that and take the ball outside. So upright adds to their lead, and they're up 31-0.
Stay low. Release.
These are all players that are playing provincially or nationally. Great run there by the Celtic Barbarians, and they have their first points on the board, and that's got to feel good for them. So upright has a 31-5 lead. So upright takes that game 31-5 in our U18 men's elite division. Now we're switching to the U14 division for the women's, and in the first game we have Crusaders out of Oakville taking on Barrie. So this is one of Barrie's teams. So they have two U14 women's sides, which is great to see. The game at the U14 level is really growing. So it's great to see some women's specific teams coming out of the U14 side. Barrie's really seen a lot of minor and junior growth over the past couple years. and you see that trickling into their senior teams as well. The senior men's side was just recently promoted to the Marshall Championship, and actually made it out of the first round of the McCormick Cup, the playoffs. So just waiting for the Crusaders side here to take the field, and we'll get on our way. Joe, are the crew U14 girls here?
Hey, Joe, who's the Barrie on field one right now, but I don't see them anywhere.
Sean, you want to talk to the ref? I think he's asking Amazon to come play. I just want to make sure that's okay with you guys. I think the ref just asked the Amazon to come over and play, so I just wanted to make sure that's okay with you guys.
Okay, Joe, I don't see you recruited.
Yeah, I don't see them anywhere. Yeah, at some point I might even just sit down and watch the computer. My legs are starting to like.
For sure.
I have a break here.
Although I know the coffee weight is like
Yeah, I think you'd be better off just going down to the Tim Hortons and convenience store at Elgin Mills. They're pretty quick, so like I think it's quicker to drive there, get a coffee, and then come back. Everything.
I'll have to see if I can actually get my car out.
That's true, you're right.
I might actually just be locked in. Do we have a runner we could send?
Right?
Do we have a runner we could send?
I'm sure we could send somebody from Barrie, Ontario to do So that means this game is like moved up to 11:20, whatever time it is. So we'll have a bit more of a break.
So this is Amazon's at 32.
Looks like we have a change to our schedule here. We got the Toronto Amazons coming on instead of the Crusaders. Still playing Barrie though. Barrie has two sides, so they're going to field a team here. This is U14 women's, and strong testament to the growth of the women's sevens game here. So the Toronto Amazons are in the pink and black uniforms, and the Barrie Sky Blues are wearing the white and blue striped kit on the right side. So Amazons kicking off, and we're in for some exciting women's rugby here. The Toronto Amazons team is really a true testament to the growth of the women's game too. It's a girls-only team based out of the Toronto City Rugby Club, but it's really grown over the past couple of years, and it's great to see them at the 2017 Mag Sevens. So the game's kicked off. The great thing about the Magnificent Sevens event is we have so many age groups competing. It's great to see where rugby is at each level, and it also gives teams like this a chance to look at the older age groups and see where they can be.
Next game. So they're just going to switch spots to the Amazons, basically.
So first try there is for the Toronto Amazons. Right under the post, so we'll see if they can make this conversion. Okay, thanks, John. Amazons take an early lead here, 7-0. Looks like another try scored by the Toronto Amazons. Make sure to head to www.magnificentsevens.com/schedule. And that's where you can see the live results and updates from today's event. So Barrie looking to get some ground on the Toronto Amazons here and hopefully take advantage of a scoring opportunity to get on the board. Stringing together a couple successful phases, but the ball is turned over. Some great passing by the Amazons to get outside. Barrie making the tackles though. Looks like Amazons have numbers on the outside. And the number 12 takes it for herself. That's a great run. In for the try. So if I have my conversions right, I believe the Amazons are up 17-0. Just waiting on this conversion here. Just wide. So score stands 17-0 for the Amazons. So the Amazons kicking back off to Barrie here. Barrie looking to avenge those last couple tries and hopefully score one of their own. Amazons pressuring hard here, keeping Barrie deep in their end. And looks like the Amazons may have scored here after a turnover. Yep, that adds 5 points for Toronto. So Amazons up 22-0 here, and the referee signals for halftime. So in the U14 women's division, we have the Toronto Amazons taking on the Barrie Rugby Football Club, and Amazons taking an early and often scoring display into halftime, and they're up 22-0. It's a rainy day here at Fletcher's Field, and it really playing a factor in some of the play here. The 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival is sponsored by the Toronto Wolfpack. Make sure to follow along with us on our social media channels, at Mag7s on Twitter. We have also the Rugby Ontario social media accounts, at Rugby Ontario on Twitter and Instagram, and Rugby Ontario on Facebook. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for notifications of some of the future events coming up that we plan to stream. And to also stay tuned for the rest of the day, we have our Cup finals starting at 2 p.m. here on Field 1. And day 2 of the Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival presented by the Wolfpack kicks off tomorrow morning, bright and early at 8:20 a.m. So please feel free to tune in, subscribe, and like our videos. We're happy to be bringing you Magnificent Sevens Rugby live at Fletcher's Field in Markham. So an update on the schedule. We have the Toronto Amazons taking on Barrie 2 here. The game that was supposed to be happening was Crusaders versus Barrie 1. So that game will be happening shortly after this game. Just a scheduling issue. So had to make a swap. The Amazons currently leading 22-0, and they have the ball just over Barrie's half. Great team effort for that Toronto Amazons try. They pad their lead up 27-0 now on Barrie. Looking to add 2 more with the conversion. And ricochets off the post, just missing the conversion. So Toronto Amazons lead stays at 27-0 over Barrie 2. So this is U14 girls. As the second half continues, Barrie has the ball just off the kickoff from the Amazons. Looking to gain some ground here on the Amazons and hopefully record their first try of the game. Amazon's able to get that ball out of the ruck. And they're coming right back. Looks like a knock on though. Amazon's making some changes. Barrie stringing together a couple good runs and are just at the half. Amazon's able to strip the ball, though. Amazon called on a penalty there, so Barrie able to cross the line. Looking to get the ball out wide here. 13 looking for support. Barrie continues to push. The Amazons holding strong on their 22, though. A few kicks up the field, and looks like the Amazons might have an advantage here. Grabbing the ball. Not able to touch down in time as the ball goes out. My apologies. Looks like that was a try. Great try by the Amazons. And they're up 32-0. Make that 34-0. So the Toronto Amazons on a great try, kicking upfield about 4 times, were able to touch down and pad their lead even more. And they're up 34-0 on Barrie. Looks like we have an injury on the play. And we are out of time in this match, so the Toronto Amazons win that game 34-0 over the Barrie second. We're just hoping that the injury on the field, that the player is okay, and we will update you. So next up we have the Crusaders out of Oakville playing against Barrie 1. So in the second match of the U14 women's division here, we have Barrie's other side playing against Crusaders. So we just saw Barrie, part of their squad, play against the Toronto Amazons. So great to see them having two sides represented here in the U14 women's division. And they're playing against the Crusaders out of Oakville. If you're noticing a shift in the schedule, we just had to swap the last two games.
You want to step in? Hey, everybody! What's the deal with Reggie?
Looks like this match is about to get underway. We have the Crusaders playing against Barrie 1 here at Fletcher's Fields for the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival, presented by the Toronto Wolfpack. These teams are both in the U14 women's division. So Crew kicking off from the left to Barrie. And Barrie makes a quick run there, and looks like they have the first try of the game. So Barrie's on the board first with their first try of the game, and just waiting on the conversion here. And Barrie scores another try there, and we're just waiting on another conversion. So Barrie putting it to the Crusaders early on. Looks like Barrie has been able to keep it in the Crusaders' half for the majority of the game so far. So Crusaders looking to receive the ball off this kick and hopefully get some string together some phases here. Yeah, so try is 5, and then when they convert it, it's another 2. So it's kind of like football, but not really.
Are there any other ways to get points?
Yeah, so you can do a penalty kick. So if there's a penalty close enough to the uprights, you can just elect to kick it. Like you can kick it from back here if you want. You're not gonna get it. So that's 3 points. So like pretty similar scoring to football. Just the only difference is it's only 5. They try. Crusaders into the Barrie half here, looking to add some points to their side of the board and come back in this one. And a quick run out the side evades the defender, and it looks like that's a Crew try. Touches down, and that's a try. Great play by the Crusaders there. Conversion's no good. So Barrie has a 10-5 lead. Halftime is looming, but looks like the teams will have another chance at scoring some points before half. So Barrie receives the kick, and we're back underway here. Crusaders making some good ground. They look to have numbers on the outside.
Hey Ryan, once you finish telling crew about the schedule change, do you want to just let Joe know and we can change it on the schedule upstairs too? That sounds good.
So Crew turns the ball over on a knock on there, and Barrie will have their scrum right at their 5 meter. Looks like a long try for Barrie as the defenders continue to come. Barrie with a 80-meter run to score here, right under the post. So look to get a quick conversion here. And the conversion's good. So Barrie now leads 17-5 as we go into half. A reminder of another upcoming event next weekend. November 4th and 5th, we will be holding our Rugby Ontario Junior Club Sevens Championship at the Crusaders Rugby Club in Oakville. If you're a coach interested in getting your team into either the U14, U16, or U18 men's and women's divisions, please contact Joe Schischler at jschissler@rugbyontario.com. Referee signaling for the second half to begin. Barrie is up 17-5 on Crusaders here in the U14 girls division. So the second half begins with some offensive pressure from the Crusaders, and it looks like they've scored their second try of the game. That's a try for the Crew. So with that try, Crusaders are within 7 points of Barrie. Tough conversion. The conversion was unsuccessful. So Crusaders score early in the second half, and that really gives them some room to work with within their comeback on this Barrie side. After this match, we will be switching our stream events, so please return to the Rugby Ontario YouTube page to catch the afternoon stream of the 2017 Magnificent Sevens Rugby Festival, Day 1, presented by the Toronto Wolfpack. And Barrie answers right back with a try, a solid run by the number 12 there, and that pads their lead just a bit more. So waiting on this conversion, but right now Barrie's up 22-10 on the Crusaders in U14 girls action. Make sure to follow us on our social media platforms, on Twitter at Mag7s and at Rugby Ontario, as well as Instagram at Rugby Ontario, Facebook Rugby Ontario, and please subscribe to the YouTube page, Rugby Ontario TV. So after that try, Barrie will be kicking back to the Crew as the Crusaders look to get closer to a comeback here in the second half. A strong run up the wing there by that Crew player, and she looks to have scored. She breaks free of that last defender, and that's a try for Crusaders. So Crusaders bring their score to 15. They're in for a tough conversion attempt here, but are now back within 7-point deficit of Barrie. Nice try on that kick, and just to the left side of the post there. Crusaders kicking off to Barrie here. Barrie crosses half into the Crusaders' territory as they look to add to their lead here in the second half. Strong offensive pressure by the Crusaders, but Barrie able to complete a tackle and get the ball back in their hands. And that's the game. So Barrie able to come away with a victory in this one, 22-15. U14 Women's Mag 7s division. So the as advertised breaks that we would have normally at this time will not happen. We will pick things right back up on a new event on our YouTube page at 12:20 with the women's quarterfinals. So be sure to stay tuned to our YouTube page and continue to follow along with the action. Thank you.